that are the same age, and they get to hang out. And like one of our members, Gabriel's actually with them right now. Their son thinks that Gabriel is his cousin.
Yeah.
Because they hang out all the time, and that's super cool to have that, right? And so your family doesn't have to be blood.
Correct.
Right? There's been so many times over the years, last couple of years owning here and coaching here and everything, where it's just like people have stepped up. We've stepped up, creating, fundraisers for this and that, and like just making those lifelong friends. Like some of the people that we've had that are, most of the people are people that we work out with and that are here in the gym that are, I would consider, closer friends than people that I've grown up with my entire life. And it's pretty cool to have that and to be able to grow in that. So definitely having that family, whether again it is you're super close with your blood family or you find that community and family outside of your household, whatever it is. What's up, Fit Friends? Today we're gonna do 2 of our core values, the last 2 remaining, because we feel like they kind of go together. Okay, so the fun is in the family. So we're going to define what we define as family and what we define as fun, and then we'll just kind of chat a little bit about that as we go.
So we have 4 core values. We've talked about freedom and faith first. So many F's. You can go back and look at what we believe with that. Family, the way that we have it defined, is a like-minded community coming together to support one another in and out of the gym. And then fun is have fun even in the workout, before the workout. Laugh and sweat together and leave in a better mood than when you come in. Because I know for myself, a lot of times there are days where I'm just not feeling the workout. I don't want to do it. I'm in a funk. I'm just kind of blah. And being with a class in the community with the people that we consider our friends that have become family, I always end up in a better mood afterwards.
Absolutely. There's a lot of times, obviously, we've got a lot of life going on, as does everybody else. But when we do get in here, joking, laughing,
talking smack,
making friends, building those deep relationships, I think we said it before that a lot of times we end up being almost like a therapist when we're coaching, so people are also dealing with that. And when you can be that for other people, and then some of those other people, God talking through them to us, absolutely gives us clarity in a lot of situations, and we generally feel significantly better afterwards. Even if we're in a crappy mood, something has happened before we've come in here, and sometimes it's really hard to just kind of turn on.
Yeah.
But once kind of you get forced into that, flipping that switch, you absolutely, a lot of times we'll just kind of forget about what is maybe going on. Maybe it's not that important. It's just something that kind of got under your skin or whatever it is, right? So having that family to help kind of bring you back to earth, or sometimes not. Maybe that family, they love you enough that they're very real and open and honest with you about, hey, I think maybe you're actually the one that sucks in this situation. It can be humbling and but kind of open your eyes.
Well, I think about, so obviously we started coaching here in 2019 before we bought CFC. And I think about when we came in, I think I've always been probably a little too open. I would hold everything kind of close hold, and I wasn't super open with a lot of people in regards, like, if you weren't close to my heart, I guess. And as I started coaching and realizing, like, we're learning so much about our members and the people that we coach, like, not that I didn't share, I guess I'm going about this the right way. I started becoming more open as I became a health coach, blogging, talking about, like, our journey. But even before that, I was very open because I was like, you know what, like, I want to be transparent. I think maybe part of that was coaching because I coached at another gym before here. And like you said, like, people, as a coach, people would tell us, like, hey, today I'm not feeling X, Y, and Z because of whatever's going on in my life. So I got a lot of that, but in turn, like, I share a lot too, right? Because we're all human. We all go through things. Like, I think about this morning coaching the 8 and 9 a.m. class and just being able to talk with them and not commiserate, but it kind of is like, here's what's going on in my life. And they're like, oh my gosh, my week's been like that too. And just being able to have that shared community, like literally friends who have become family, who we know if something happens, we can be like, hey, Nana's in the hospital again. Can you come grab Gabriel? Or whatever the case may be. Like, being able to have that, but also being able to provide that. I kind of went around about way to get there.
I mean, it's true. It's like there has been nights like that where, you know, it's 7, 8 o'clock at night, and something's happened with Nana where, you know, the ambulance has to come and then we have to get up to the hospital or whatnot. And we'll put out to our, we have a Facebook group for our gym, and we'll put out in that Facebook group, like, hey guys, can anybody watch our toddler? You know, we can't take him with us or whatever it is. And people will step up and he'll go and, you know, hang out with them, you know. And
uncles and aunts. And
yeah, I mean, he's got so many of those, you know.
He's grown up with them.
Yeah.
It's going to make me cry.
He's literally known them his whole entire life.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of them have been around, you know, Uncle Paul, Uncle Gary, Uncle Jeremy. It's just like, you know, and they have kids that are the same age, and, you know, they get to hang out. And, like, one of our members, you know, Gabriel's actually with them right now. Their son thinks that Gabriel is his cousin.
Yeah.
Because they hang out all the time, and that's super cool to have that, right? And so your family doesn't have to be blood.
Correct.
Right? You know, there's been so many times over the years, last couple of years owning here and coaching here and everything, where it's just like people have stepped up. We've stepped up, you know, creating, you know, fundraisers for this and that, and like just making those lifelong friends. Like, some of the people that we've had that are, I mean, most of the people are people that we work out with and that are here in the gym that are, I would consider, closer friends than people that I've grown up with my entire life. You know, and it's pretty cool to have that and to be able to, you know, grow in that. So definitely having that family, you know, whether, again, it is you're super close with your blood family or you find that community and family outside of your household, whatever it is.
Or even bringing in your family and having it, you know, when obviously bringing Malachi, Gabriel is here. The other day we were driving here and he's like, I love going to the gym, Mom. And I said, well, that's good, buddy.
Nice.
But we have families who come in and work out together, and that's super cool. A mom and you know, her 2 kids come in and work out together. Just seeing that and being able to kind of envelop them and get them in the fold, you know, and get more involved. And I think it's fun as we're coming up. Obviously, you think about it more as we're coming up on Thanksgiving and the holidays. You know, our holiday party is in December, and I've created an event, and I like seeing everybody who's coming. Just seeing, I guess, kind of what we're creating here with the community, and being more than just a gym. Like, we want Nick always says you don't have to work out to hang out. We want to be more than just a place where you come for an hour to work out. We don't expect you to stay all day, because obviously, like.
But you could.
I mean,
I mean, we've got couches, we've got Wi-Fi.
got
Like if
coffee.
you ever, we've got coffee. If you've got like a remote job or something like that, you absolutely could come and hang out. And honestly, it'd probably be more fun that way for us, because you and I are always just sitting here in the office and stuff, and kind of piddling and stuff.
I always do work. What do you mean piddling?
I know. That's what I mean.
I also watch Hulu Plus.
Right, like working, watching a show, whatever it is, and we could also have conversations with those people and build those closer relationships if people were hanging out too, right?
Yep.
Or like the coffee truck when the coffee truck's here. That's just an example of it.
Ultimate goal of that is to eventually have like a coffee shop or something in here with Hope House. We would absolutely love to have that. We do have couches and stuff upstairs, but going upstairs, it's, especially after some workouts, not fun. Climbing up or down the stairs. But it's just
people
hard.
People can quit being babies and walk up some stairs.
Yes, dear. But part of that with family and the community is just having fun with it, right? Being able to laugh at ourselves and laugh at each other and poke fun. And, we talk about work struggles. And I think some of that, I know last week, someone came in and was just like, I'm having a really tough day at work and I just needed to come and work out and get it out. And when it's made me cry, when she left, she's like, I'm in a much better mood. So, story of my life. But like that's what we want. That's what we're here for, right? It's like the best hour of your day, but we want that to help transform your time outside of here. Right, and help change that mood and shift your mindset. And I know we have one member. He was having a particularly rough day, and I didn't even know it, but I had come across a meme or something that made me think of him and sent it to him. And he was like, "You don't know how much I needed this right this moment." So, Gary, when I texted, I don't even remember what I messaged him, but I messaged him something, and he was like, "All I did was just laugh. So thank you. I needed that." So it's like being able to have that and knowing each other enough to like, oh, this made me think of you. Let me send this to you. We don't want to be just your coaches. We don't want to be just somebody who owns CFC. Like, we want to know you guys. We want to have fun. We want to be able to, poke fun at each of you and know, like, one of our members goes surfing a lot. Like, come in and ask him, like, I don't know anything about surfing. I think you think it would be cool.
Surfing's super fun.
Yeah, so being able
I've
to...
only ever tried when I was fat, and when you got a fat guy on a little board, it doesn't really work very well.
I think you should go surfing with Saber. I've seen pugs go surfing before.
Saber hates the water.
I know,
he would
you're not
freak
wrong.
out.
You're not wrong.
It'd be pretty cute though, with him with a life vest on.
I know. See, Saber, you want to go surfing? He popped his head up. He just heard the "wanna go" part. I love you, bugs. Anyways, but that's I think the beauty of it for us is, again, if we come in and we're coaching and not necessarily in the greatest mood, just being able to kind of shift that, talking to the people, like, how's your week been? How was your trip? How was your vacation? How are your children? Because they were sick, or, oh, you haven't been here for a while. Is everything okay? Like, what's going on? Just being able to know that and notice it makes a huge difference, right? When you go in someplace, no one talks to you, nobody remembers anything about you. I get asked all the time how I remember everybody's names. I wish I could tell you, because if it's somebody like outside of here and I meet you, I can't remember anything. But here, like, I try to make it a point in every class to say each person's name multiple times. But even with foundations, when people are coming in, you and I are typically the ones doing it, and saying their name in foundations, making sure that I want it to be personal, because it is personal, right? Like, you're asking somebody to trust you with their fitness and
their health.
That should be
safety.
a personal thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of remembering that sort of stuff is the fact that we use it all the time, but also when you're coaching, you generally write everybody's name down also, which helps kind of cement that into your memory.
And I'm like also the one sending the emails and doing like the back office stuff, so I can like pinpoint those names with people's faces.
Yeah.
So. For
sure. So. Might have somebody walking in.
A blue car just parked. I don't know who it is.
Okay. But yeah, the fun part also being outside of the gym, right? Yeah. There's been so many times that we'll go and hang out with people. I mean, we get invited to people's personal like Christmas parties and Thanksgivings and birthdays, and then like we invite some of our friends and members to go with us to like Busch Gardens and stuff, because we have a season pass and whatnot that allows us to bring however many free people with us, just so they can try it out, I guess, to try and sell them a season pass also is what I would assume, like a referral program type thing. But like we get to go hang out with people and build those relationships in that sort of an atmosphere also, right? Having people that like us enough that they think about us when they're leaving work to bring us a coffee,
yes,
and
Thanks,
stuff
Mariah.
like that. It's super cool, and we get feedback from people where we've helped change their life, and we don't even realize that we're doing it. It's just a matter of like us being us, and like, hey, maybe we talked to them in a specific situation, and then we were able to give them a book that maybe leads to them getting out of debt, and that completely changes the trajectory of where they were going, stuff like that. It's super cool and humbling that God would use us in that sort of a facet, but yeah, it's super fun. I mean, even getting to hang out after a workout on like a Saturday and stuff, where people will they'll get done with the workout and then they'll stay for another hour just talking, because you get into a good conversation with somebody, and you get to learn so much about those people.
Or going to brunch afterwards, or grab coffee or whatever. I mean, it's a lot of work owning a gym, but it's also very fulfilling. I have my moments where I want to cry and things are hard, but it is very fulfilling.
She cries when things are good. She cries when things are bad. It's part of life.
I cry when I'm mad, which is even more frustrating. Because I just want to be mad, darn it. I don't want to cry.
Sorry, Sarah.
But yeah, it's super fulfilling to have those relationships, like have people leaving and like, you good? You need anything? Or like someone come in and they're like, hey, you look a little down. Are you okay? And like just genuinely caring.
Yeah.
Right? And like just
For
the I don't know. It's nice to have outside of our family. I mean, our family is great. I love my mom. She's always there, but she's in Florida. So, like one night I messaged her and I was like, I wish you lived closer. I need a Gabriel sitter. But then having the people here to step up for that. I mean, but then also just like you said, being there for other people. Like, hey, I have this emergency. Can you come help? Can you come do this? I mean, what about the night when Emma still lived in Chesapeake? I needed a heating pad.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Needed a heating pad, or like when Emma and Brad were moving.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're just now getting to the house with our first load. And it's like, okay, well, we're on the way to, we were just sitting at home, and it was like 6 or 7 at night. It's like, hey, we're on the way, and it's a 35-minute drive for us to get from our house to there. And it's just like, those are the friends that I want. Yeah. So, we try to be the same friends that we would like to see. It's just something like, for me, it has been life-changing, really. owning the gym and meeting the people we've met. I know before, like, I was very broken, imperfect human, and was all about me, selfish, working on me. I just got out of a bad relationship before we met and everything. And as we started getting in here coaching, had a very hardened heart, that, I didn't really open up to people a whole lot. And just through knowing her and meeting all of the people that we've met, now I'm a much more emotionally stable person, and just way more empathetic towards people's situations, being able to kind of put myself in those shoes and feel those feelings, so that I can feel them with those people. 6-7 years ago, like, somebody came to me crying, like, I'm just like, okay, suck it up, dude, like, you'll be okay. And now, there's times that I'm crying with them, as they're going through, like, a life situation, which I never would have done, and just between being around the strong men that I'm around, but also reading my Bible and seeing, that Jesus also wept in certain situations. It's like, it's allowed. Like, just because a guy cries does not make them a weak man, anything like that, right? So being able to feel those feelings because of that, has been good. Good.
And I've always been like that, so.
Yeah. Well, if I cried as much as you, then you can call me a weak man, because
I don't cry all that much. It's just certain things. Like this morning we were talking about in the 9 a.m. class, miscarriages and tattoos, and having that conversation, and I hate to say bonding over that, but got to know one of our members better and learned about tattoos, and we were talking about how I want to get a dragonfly for Kinsley, and where to get it. Hannah told me she could see me with a sleeve arm tattoo, although I was thinking like right here or here.
I could see it.
But yeah,
I don't know.
I want the dragonfly. I want to get it.
I think I could dig the arm sleeve.
Yeah. It had to be this arm because I already started.
I know.
Just incorporated.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel. Maybe we could do like, not the stickers, but like the fake ones to see how it would look.
Oh, that'd be so gay.
Well, but I know, but I want to, it's so permanent. Like, I want to see how it looks first. That would be lame.
Order you.
That would be lame.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You could order you one of those tattoo sleeve, like.
Oh, like the
actual
one
like
that,
arm sleeve,
yeah.
and just like a fabric one, so you can like just get a feel for it. I'm not doing.
I just want to see, like, I don't want to do it and then be like, oh, I don't like this.
That's why I haven't gotten any tattoos.
I know. See? But anyways, like that's this morning I was like, okay, we have to start the workout because I might cry, but I mean it's
life.
Yeah,
You're experiencing life with
each other,
people that you care about, and they're not just, it's not a one-way street of them just listening to you babble on about your problems and issues. It's, you are also feeling those things and working through those things, and you know, again, a lot of times it's not, you don't even realize it's, you're having that sort of an impact until much later. You know, something that you said stuck with them and like completely changed their mindset about a thing. So it's cool.
I mean, I think a lot of times when I write our blog, I'll send it to you or I ask you to read it and I'm like, do you think it's too much? Do you think it's oversharing? Do you think it's whatever? And it's so funny because then I'll post it and those are the ones that I get comments on. Like, I needed this. Oh, I relate to this so much. Oh, thank you for this. Like,
I think that's the power of it, right? It's like nothing that any of us go through is anything that nobody else has gone through. Like, we're not unique, right? In that aspect of life. Like, we all experience bad things. Those bad things or good things, those life things, help us become the person that we're supposed to be in God. And that's him working his magic through what he's only capable, right? Like, only God. We say that all the time. It's like, there's no way to know, but you've gone through the things that you've gone through for a reason.
Yeah.
And you will be drawn to your family from those experiences and stuff that you've been through, right? And so, and it's much easier to keep track of what you're doing when it's your life experience, not trying to make up things, right? Like, I could never be a fiction writer, I don't think, just because, like, it'd be so hard to keep track of, like, everything. Yeah, I mean, even if you're, writing something in a good way, you're still technically lying. So it's like, it's so hard to keep track of that. And I could not do it. So being able to live through those experiences and just talking about the experiences, I think, relates to a lot of people. And just being open and transparent, try our best. And some things, probably shouldn't be shared, but at the same time, like, I'm a person that I'm just very blunt and don't really.
Yeah.
And I'm getting more and more blunt, I think, the more I realize, and I'm, like, reading the Bible and stuff. It's like, God loves me for all of my imperfections, and the people that are going to be around me are going to love me for my imperfections too. And, not that I have permission to be a jerk or anything like that, right? I still should, I'm still living my life, trying to live my life to be more like Jesus, but knowing that I'm going to be imperfect and speaking the way that I speak based on the core values that I believe in and my philosophy in life, like, people are going to love me or not love me according to that. And it's the same thing. Like, you're not always going to relate to everybody or like everybody, but we try our best to love everybody. And then you have the people that you click with that you will just kind of gravitate to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think that's what I struggle with too here, is that I know not everybody's going to like me, and that's fine, but I still want everybody to like me.
I think everybody wants everybody to like them, but that's just not realistic.
I know.
I mean, even Jesus, not everybody.
I know. Oh, believe me, I know. And that's, but there's, I don't know. Meh.
I don't know. I mean, the Bible says that the world will hate you.
Yeah. I know.
And so, like, again, the more I'm reading and trying to get closer to God, the more I'm realizing that I'm going to be bold in my beliefs and blunt about what I actually feel. I'm not going to really censor myself or anything like that, because there's already enough of that going on, and I already know that I'm going to be sacrificed. There's going to be things, there's going to be trials and tribulations. So we just got to work through them. And when you have your family, it makes it much easier to do that, because the people that you love and that love you are going to have similar beliefs as to what you believe, right? So then that just empowers you even more to go and stay on your path versus trying to go the path of the world and what the world tells you to do, right?
Well, it's definitely, when we set our core values and really started thinking about them, I don't think we intentionally made them all F words. But as we were thinking about what was important, we wrote down a lot of words and a lot of values and what we talked about and how to, it makes it easy, right? Freedom, family, faith, and fun. It's easy. We don't have to think about it. It's not I mean, it kind of rolls off the tongue. And it's what was important to us. And they all, I mean, I know we talked about freedom and faith separately, and now we're talking about family and fun together, but they all go together. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
right?
it's
They're all
like a
intertwined.
web of values. And
not saying that we don't have other values that were important to us.
no, but I think everything kind of can be brought back into these core values, you know? And we worked on these for
A while.
months, probably having conversations and stuff, because we knew that we wanted to put our mission statement and have our core values and everything for everybody to see, and something that we can fall back on.
And they're framed and hung in our lobby.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the first thing that you see. You know, well, you probably see the Christmas tree because it's bright and blinking, but once you walk in, it's right there and right in front of your face, like our core values. Like, we don't try and hide them. I say them all the time. I mean, they're on our hoodies and on our long sleeve shirts and all that. You know, it's part of our logo.
Yeah, that's it.
So, you know, we're very bold in that, and, you know, freedom, the freedom, again, to be able to do what you want when you want. You know, that
With your family.
with your family, having fun, having fun in that freedom. A lot of, you know, if you don't have freedom, then you can't really have fun, because you're going to be locked down, like we all were, you know, back in 2020 for, you know, that short period of time, or at least for us. You know, faith, like, if you don't have your freedom in your faith, like, you can't believe what you want to believe, or you have to fight for that sort of stuff, right? And hopefully we don't ever get to the point, but the freedom, you know, sometimes you have to fight for that. So having the things to actually be able to fight, God forbid any of that sort of stuff happens, right? Again, being able to walk down the road without worrying about getting robbed by a meth head, you know? So all of it kind of just weaves back together, and can kind of be stemmed down into these 4 core values. So I don't think any one of them are more important. I mean, I think, I don't know.
I think if we were to look at it, if we were going to do that, faith would be first, because God first, right?
It should be God first, yeah.
Family, like you and I, it should be God, and then your spouse, and then your kids, and then your family, and then everybody else, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but without all of it together, it doesn't really work.
Right.
So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily rank them, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all very important, and I'm not sure without
they're
having,
even on the back of that shirt too.
yeah, without having a system, a core value system, a moral system that you can
Base your
base
opinions
your
on, and
life and views and opinions, and it's not this is what I believe, and that's like that. Like, you have to work your way through it mentally and emotionally and kind of spiritually to find those things.
Yeah.
But if you have your belief system, like, you should be able to kind of narrow it down to a couple of different things, and they're going to stem off into many, 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 many different things. You know, and in different levels of those things. Like, it's a lot of fun to go skydiving or camping, but that's not necessarily the thing that you can do every single day, right? And so you should have the freedom, family, faith, and fun to do that every day. And every day is going to have its own kind of adventure with that stuff, right? You should have fun, or at least try to have fun every day.
yeah.
Surround yourself with your family every day. You know, you should be free every day, and you should have faith every day.
Yeah.
Right? And so finding those and working through those and finding the joy in the little things, everything is going to be a fun little family freedom adventure, right?
We hope.
That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
And again, not every day is going to be great, but still finding, if you have like faith, then even in those bad times, you can kind of have the silver lining of that, right? And work your way through it. So having, again, whatever system it is for you, you guys should figure that out for you, but this is just ours.
Right. Yeah. I think that's one of the things I pray that we're able to do for Malachi and Gabriel, is that life is not always going to be peaches and cream. It's not always going to be good times. That God is there in the good times, but that He is also there in the bad times. And that's where we should look in both. And I'm hoping we can do that, and then sometimes it's hard for us, right? Like you say, thank you for all of the things that you've done for us, given us, leading us down this path. But then something like, Robin passing happens, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, thank you for being with us in this hard time, and it is hard to do that. Yeah,
but leaning into family and into God and those sorts of situations, like He will open up to you and show you why or how that sort of stuff does happen, and it's also okay, just because you're going through this stuff, it's okay for you to be mad about it. It's like I was very angry at myself and at God and everything when my mom passed away. So I've kind of had my mind changed about that more recently. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But anything else?
Well, on that note, we're not always fun, clearly.
Not always. We try to be. As we talked about it, a couple weeks ago, one of our podcasts, not every day is a PR day. No. But do your best, and the goal is to get a little bit better every day.
Do your best, forget the rest. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, bless. Sometimes I forget that we're 7.5 years apart, age difference. He's still a baby. Do your best, forget the rest. Fake it till you make it. You've heard that one, right?
Yeah, okay. Which I think is dumb.
Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. That is the end of our core values. We wanted to definitely touch on those because they are important to us. Go back and check out the Freedom and Faith ones if you have not already. Fair warning, the Faith one, I do cry. Probably a lot, if memory serves. I don't think I cried in the Freedom one. But just tissue warning, okay?
Tissue warning. I think next week we're going to talk about the power of community.
Okay.
I think that's what I have on the thing, and definitely have some thoughts about that. So,
Like
if you guys,
share.
if you guys like it, give it a like. It definitely helps us out. Share, and then we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Stay fit. Stay safe. Eat some food. See you next time.